last time.
All right, cool.
So I'll let you guys know when I'm about to play it. I'll play it. So just like be quiet for like 15, 20 seconds, and then I'll be like, all right, we're live. All right, y'all ready?
Okay. Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. I'm gonna play it on go.
Wait. Cameron, can you make it to where we can share it on our Instagram stories? Like like that we're going live.
Oh, shit.
Because that's when we get the best engagement.
I know. I should have tagged y'all in it. Fuck. I just got to delete it and do it again.
How would that be hard?
Not really. Just
Okay,
give me like 2 minutes. Create.
And I think to myself, what a wonderful.
All right, let me know when y'all are ready.
Not yet.
Are any of y'all viewing
Griffin tweeted out
the YouTube stream?
No.
Brian, are you?
No.
1 second. Una segunda, por favor.
Because we have one viewer. So.
Good. I'm sending it to people.
Two watching,
it might be my boy Chris. It might be Mao. It might be Connor. I just sent it to the link to a bunch of people.
So we are live.
Yeah, we are.
Might be my boy Chris. Might be Mao. Might be Connor.
Yo, what up, Cameron's boy Chris, Mao, or Connor? It's funny because it's like delayed a little bit so I can hear it on my phone.
Yeah.
Alright.
Chris.
Let's see. They should have it to where you can pause a YouTube live.
Now we got 2 viewers. Hurry it up, Cameron.
Sorry. Jesus Christ.
So there's actually a way on Streamlabs that I can like set up a background to overlay on the stream. I just need to figure out how to do that.
Yeah.
All right, there we go.
Y'all ready?
Yeah,
right,
just add it to your story.
Share it real quick.
Yeah.
All right.
And then once we share it.
Did you share it to me on Instagram?
Yeah, did it come through?
Oh, I see it. Yep.
Yeah, it just posted.
All right,
yep.
I just added it.
All right, cool.
All right, y'all ready?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
All right, on go. I'm gonna start the thing, and then I'll let us know when we're live.
All right.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
All right, guys, we're live.
Yo, what's up, boys?
What up? How's everyone doing today?
Doing great. Kind of an odd night for this little Wednesday night, a little late night too. Almost 9.
This is definitely the latest podcast we've done so far. It's been a pretty hectic week getting all of us together all sat down and ready to talk about something. All right, so for those of you tuning in, you'll notice that our host is currently out of frame right now. He's off doing some other more important things that he figured were better than the old Bona Fide Talk crew. So he might join in later at some point. He might not. But yeah, we figured we just get rolling and start talking with just the three of us.
Yeah,
Let's
he
start with the
deemed.
most important thing.
Yeah, let's go. Let's start with the most important thing. So, Cameron,
Wait,
what do you
what was
drink?
Brian gonna say?
Sorry.
Keep rolling. We good?
Wait. Oh, okay.
All right. So Cameron, what are you drinking on over there?
Oh, I'm drinking on a little Pog Basement. So Pog stands for Passion Fruit Orange Guava. Pretty good. I've had Basement IPAs. The Scofflaw is the brand Scofflaw, and the passion fruit just adds a nice little flavor to it. It's really good. I like it.
Dude,
Yeah.
you've been getting fruitier and hoppier by the week.
Dude, no, this is actually
and you got a
less fruity.
trippy can too.
It is trippy. There's a goat on it.
What's the description on that beer like? Is it
Oh,
as
jeez.
crazy as the other one, the Terrapin one?
It's a little bit more descriptive. Well, I mean, not descriptive, but more of a story. It says, "Meet Basement's outgoing little brother. A little less business, a lot more party. We add in passion fruit, orange, and guava for a big ass tropical kick, taking you out of the basement and straight to the island."
Wow.
It tastes like that. I like it.
Makes me
I like it better than last week's. What was that called? High and what was that? High and what's that word
high and
for
dry.
the beer? No. The not hoppy. Jesus, I can't even remember.
Pithy?
Hazy, high and
Oh.
hazy, high and hazy. Yeah, last week I had a Terrapin high and hazy, and that was pretty good. But I like this better.
What
I
would
like
you
this
say
a
is
lot
more
better.
pithy?
The high and hazy was more pithy. I don't
There
even know
we
what
go.
that means.
Yeah,
I have
don't know
no
either.
clue.
But I often use words that I don't know what they mean. And yeah. All right, Brian, what are you drinking on over there?
So I don't know if this is by pure coincidence, but the one time that Lusk is not joining us, I'm on the Miller Lite train.
Oh my
So
gosh.
again, just some light beer, non-hazy, non-piffy, non-IPA, just easy drinking.
That's all right. That's a fine pilsner you got there.
Represent
That it
for
is.
the fallen Lusk. All right, so I'm sticking to basically the same thing that I had last week, and I'm going with the Truly Lemonade, and this is the black cherry.
Fucking seltzers, dude.
Dude, I love my
It's
seltzers.
good.
It's a great way.
Did you not take anything from the conversation last week? Seltzers are ass.
No, Bud Light seltzers are ass. How much better are those Truly Lemonades than Bud Light seltzers, Blake?
Yeah, so the Truly Lemonades are definitely the best seltzer I've had, but I still like the Bud Light seltzers. I don't know. I just
Well,
I'm on the seltzer kit because I got to keep those calories off. I gotta if I just sit down and have like 2 or 3 beers a night, I'm gonna be like 400 pounds in the next year. So
yeah.
so that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Just like the story that
Decent.
I tell the cashier when I'm buying these that I'm getting these for my girlfriend or my mom.
Yeah. You definitely need to. Did you notice the new cans? Slight redesign.
I don't know if I ever saw the original cans. Which redesign are they?
I think you had an original one last week. It's just a couple of words are in a different spot, honestly, and it's barely different.
That just speaks volumes to how in tune you are with seltzers, Cameron, that you can.
Dude, I noticed it in the middle of a pack. So some of the flavors were the old can, and some of them were the new one. Like they started running the new cans on like the most popular ones, like just plain lemonade and mango had new cans, and then some of them didn't have the new cans. And then the next time I got it, they all had the new cans. So it's kind of weird, like a little transition period. But anyway, yeah, I get those too often.
Nice. All right, so what's everyone been doing this week? It's been kind of a hectic week in terms of getting this podcast out. I haven't really talked to you guys a whole lot since.
So let's
I haven't
start
been on
with
Xbox.
yeah. So the impediments. Why are we dropping on Wednesday? Monday. I can't remember the real reason. I think
There
just
was not.
scheduling didn't
Oh,
work or something. Yeah.
yeah.
And
We
then
wanted to.
yesterday, Blake, why weren't we able to do it yesterday, huh?
I had some prior arrangements to take care of yesterday.
What does
So
that mean?
essentially, we don't have a good excuse for you listeners. It came down to laziness and Blake's prior arrangements. But I think we still have a good episode laid out ahead of us. So one of our segments we'll get into a little later on, but we're talking about summer weekend activities, what we've been up to, stuff like that. But before that, we have kind of like a little anecdote, I guess, to start it off with, and a little bit of a throwback. So, Blake, do you want to give more context into how you got stranded on your way home from Colorado?
that that was quite the lead in there. Well, so I guess we should talk about the our what we've been doing these past few years as a group. So for those of you who don't know, a bunch of us get together every Christmas or around Christmas time and try to figure out some sort of somewhere to go for skiing. We all grew up in Georgia, so snow is pretty or snow days are pretty far and few between down there. Um, but I know Brian and I, growing up in the Boy Scouts, we would go on ski trips like once a year with our troop, and those are always awesome. And so once we all moved up to college, we would just we tr- you know take a take a break over around Christmas time and try to go up and at least get like one day of skiing in. I think one year we went up to Catalucci for a single day. rented a shitty ass motel and skied the 18 slopes at Catalucci Mountain.
What was the other one? Spring Mountain, Summer Mountain. There's
Sugar
another
Mountain.
like two lift Sugar Mountain. Yeah, that was a 3 lift one.
Yeah,
Then
those
we
were those were
had
great too.
West Virginia. We had one of those that was like kind of in between. It's like, oh, they actually have more than 3 lifts here, and I think there was probably like 10 runs on that one, but it was still shitty, just fake snow. That was ice. And then so I don't know when it was, but we finally sacked up and went to Colorado.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, so I
so
guess that was about 2 Christmases ago now. We uh we all had a little bit of money in our pockets and figured we'd do it big and spend a week out in Colorado skiing for. I know it was my first time skiing out in Breckenridge, and yeah, so it's been a yearly tradition that we try to do. Weren't able to get through with it last year, but so I had just recently bought a new truck before our ski trip to go out west. So I was all excited because before then I just had some really crappy car. I mean, you can both attest
the
to
old
what.
Buick.
No, it was an Oldsmobile.
Well, might as well have been a Buick. Fuck it.
The old Oldsmobile Bravada that carried me throughout high school, and so I'd recently gotten a truck and was
And
all excited.
college.
Oh yeah, I guess through
And
most of
college for
college.
sure.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I got this truck my senior year of college, and I was excited to road trip out there. So Brian and I we took our trucks out with packed them full with everyone else going out there that week, and we did fine driving out there. You know, spent I think it took us like 3 days to get out there with stops and stuff.
Never drive out to Colorado. It's not worth it.
Uh
It
yeah.
took you 3 days.
So what do we do? We went from Georgia to
Ole Miss,
to Oxford, Mississippi. Stayed there for a night. Then we went from Oxford to
Kansas,
no,
KOA campground.
yeah, but it wasn't in Kansas. It was some random city or some random town like 3 hours outside of Denver. So we were in Colorado, and then the next
Oh
day,
yeah, you could have made it if you take one night in between, then it's easy.
it was about 8 hours to Oxford, and then it was like I think we had like 16 hours of driving from Mississippi to it was Limon or Lyman, Colorado, Limon. Yeah,
I was falling asleep at the
yeah, I
wheel.
was too. I don't think I could have
So,
Oh,
physically gone
jeez.
yeah,
anymore. Yeah, so
Y'all
then
didn't have other people in the car?
it was just
we had 4.
me and Ryan Bowman. I was being a little bitch. I didn't want anyone to drive my truck because it was so new.
Ah, there it
So
is.
New truck, me.
I was gonna say, if you're by yourself, that's understandable. But if you have other people, then you just switch, and then you make it,
yeah.
and then it's only one night, and boom, you
Well,
do it
also,
easy.
I didn't really trust Ryan's driving skills. But
That's
anyway, so
also
That's fair.
understandable.
we make it out to Breckenridge, have a good time. But on the way back, I realized why you don't take a vehicle 3,000 miles across the country to Colorado.
Or you don't take a GMC that far.
Yeah, I was
Fuck you,
gonna say,
My
Brian.
it's not
truck
a
was
GM.
flawless.
You're my 5.3 liter engine would destroy your Hemi.
You sure?
But anyway, so
It obviously didn't outlast it.
yeah. So anyway, on our way back, we were me and 2 other friends were driving through Missouri when the truck started to act up. We left Colorado and the engine light was on. I was like, I guess I'll just get that looked at when I get back. And about 1,500 miles later, my truck clunked out in the middle of Missouri. And
Dang.
Isn't it
yeah.
a transmission issue?
Yeah, so it ended up being the transmission ended up just crapping out. There was some part that GM had been having problems with, and luckily for me, the guy who bought my truck before me had he got the transmission rebuilt like 20,000 miles before I bought it, so it was still under warranty. And so luckily that was able to get fixed. Otherwise, I would have had to eat a pretty big cost on that truck right after buying it. But the only thing that did suck was that was right around Christmas time. So we had to scramble our way back. Basically, just got stranded in Columbia, Missouri for a few hours. Ended up getting a rental vehicle and just driving the whole way back. I don't think we made it back to Canton until like 3 o'clock in the morning. But yeah, so my truck was just stuck in Missouri for like 2.5 weeks over Christmas time while they were fixing the transmission, and I flew back out there with my dad at the beginning of January and drove it back.
Jeez.
So yeah,
Don't buy a GM.
definitely buy a GM. My truck's awesome.
Don't drive to Colorado. Pay the money for the round trip plane ticket.
Yeah, I mean it is nice to have your own vehicle out there. I hate
It's not worth it.
flying out there and then like getting some rental that some
Yeah, because it's not only the plane ticket; it's the cost of a rental.
You don't even need a rental, dude. You just take a van out there.
Brian, how did we get to Vail while we were out there?
Yeah, but you got to one resort. So,
Well,
I don't know. You just pick one place. I'm also not the camper. I don't like sleeping outside. I like convenience and I'll pay for it. I did the whole driving thing. It was cool. Good memories. Most fun I never want to have again.
Yeah, it was a good time.
But I will get
Until it wasn't.
many more times.
Yeah.
So, this year's trip though is Salt Lake City. Speaking of that, Blake, have you bought your pass yet, or are you still in limbo on that?
I'm still just kind of waiting on that. Honestly, I need to buy it. I haven't really thought about it, to be honest. Not a whole lot, at least.
Is the government gonna free you?
I don't know. I'm a slave to Trump right now.
Yeah, are they gonna free you?
I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, so luckily now for the trip coming up, I got a place to store all my snow gear and my snowboard and all that. And hopefully soon I'll be working on a little area that I can start you know maintaining some of the maintaining that snowboard, working on building a workbench in the garage.
The old workbench. You've been talking this up for a minute now. What tasks are you going to be doing on said workbench?
Woodworking.
All right. I'm not. I'm just genuinely curious.
Well,
Like,
I don't know. I want I want a little workbench with some tools to just make things. You know, whatever I think of making, I'll just make it on my workbench.
like,
Um, I don't know. Maybe I'll just screw some 2x4s together. Uh, I could make a little shoe
make
stand.
pretty little squares. All right.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
can
We're
make
getting
all
somewhere
sorts of
now.
shapes with the
Oh,
right
man.
tools.
And what will you do with said shapes?
Collect them.
Collect shapes. You want a workbench so
Stain
you
them.
can collect shapes?
Yeah, yeah. Why not?
Oh
Dude,
my
are you
god.
alright? Is quarantine really just hitting you fucking hard right now?
Yeah. I need
I
things to
want
do.
shapes.
No, but in all reality, I don't know. I've always part of the reason I moved into a house was so that I could have a little area to make things. I definitely want to
Yeah.
start getting into some house projects, and I know having a
Yeah,
workbench is pretty necessary for that. Starting off with some basic tools like just a saw, maybe a
I
jackhammer.
get it.
Um,
But back to the convenience thing. Like, whenever I was making stuff for my house, I would just get the dimensions like all put together. I would know what like I needed, what boards, what length, and then I would just go to Home Depot and have them cut it that way. Not trying to discredit your workbench because like I see the value in it, but at the
yeah, I just
same
think
time, I don't know.
it'd be something cool to do. So speaking of the quarantine, I've been so other than working and just you know buying a house that's actually been keeping me busy. But other than that,
Mm,
there's not a whole lot to do other than work,
right.
play video games.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be cool to start a little hobby. I feel like everyone who owns a house needs some sort of workbench. Every guy at
Yeah.
least
Yeah.
needs
Ma-
I grew up. My dad had a workbench. Didn't really use it a whole lot, um, but it
Same
was
with
there.
ours.
Yeah.
We have so many tools. We have the table saw that you bring down, cut shit on. We have this one little section that literally is just for drilling minute little holes. I think it probably costs like $2,000. We have probably like 5 different chainsaws, all this shit that just never got used. So that's
Yeah.
probably why I don't know if I would say lashing out against your workbench, but
Brian, I am offended.
I have my reservations about it.
I can't believe you're attacking my creative ideas. I thought we were friends.
Yeah.
One
As long
I
as
will get
you plan on
behind.
using it.
Yeah, yeah, that, and then you mentioned a like home gym type setup in your garage. Like I see the value in that. I can get behind that.
For
And
sure.
if you use your workbench to accomplish it, then fine. All the
All
power
right,
to
Yeah.
Matt.
you. But
Thanks for your approval. No, but yeah, so it's like
Yeah.
it's one of the things whenever you move into a new place, you just get all these ideas, start thinking of ways to fill up the
Mhm.
space and um so speaking of my truck, I can't actually fit it in my garage. It's
Jesus.
Sounds about right.
yeah, it's I tried fitting it in there the other day and I was afraid I'd scrape the roof off, but
That
so
is too tall.
yeah, it's too tall. So
No, you could do is just leave the garage door up and put the truck bed in it. Just have it halfway covered. Your
mm,
neighbors would probably love it.
they'd probably steal all my stuff.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, you want to close your garage door. Especially if you're going to put tools in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but both of those things, it's just like as long as you're going to use it, and one way to make sure you're going to use it is just go ahead and get started. Like Brian said, like you can get the stuff cut at Home Depot, like the store. And that's what I did when I was first like decided I was going to build something. This is when I was in between jobs like over a year ago. Y'all remember that standing desk I built? I
I
built a
do,
standing
yeah.
desk just because I needed one and I didn't want to go spend like $300. So I just like spent less than 100 on wood and just bought some screws and had a drill and I just put it all together. It is so wobbly. I mean, it still works. I still have it. But it's
Do
like
you use it?
yeah, I use it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, not as much now because I have a second, well, kind of my brother has a second desk that I like to sit down at more now. But yeah, no, I have used it a lot. and I just decided I knew something I needed. I just decided I was going to make it instead of going and buying one, and that was kind of, I mean, it satisfied me, like, oh, I just built this and put it together. And when I finally put it up in my room, I was just like so happy with it, even though it wasn't perfectly stable and it wasn't perfectly square. Like, one thing about getting them to cut stuff at Home Depot is like it might not be perfectly square, or when they cut it, it might not be smooth, because each saw, like like the chop saw you were talking about that you have on a table,
the
like,
blades get bent over time.
well, yeah, but also each blade has a different tooth count. So like the amount of teeth that are on the blade, a lot of them, like the ones they have at Home Depot and ones they use on construction sites, have fewer teeth. It's just for like ripping wood real quick and just getting it cut. And it doesn't matter how nice it is. But if you have, like, if you're trying to build furniture for inside, or like a more fine woodworking piece, then you'd want like a higher tooth count to get a more fine cut, and like a more clean cut. So that's one thing that once you get into like making stuff is square, because that's so important. I didn't realize how important that was. Making sure like everything's the same length, square, and just so you can put it together. It's it's hard to keep track of when you're doing it at Home Depot.
Yeah.
You've seen my coffee table, right? The one with like the old Porsche rims. So that I got part of that cut at Home Depot. I don't know what they did. I'm sure it was like some West Atlanta kind of rundown Home Depot. So I'm sure the tooth counts out there aren't too high, but it came
I
out
mean, it was
well.
probably something decent to where it wasn't like cut awful, but yeah, it's just, there's different uses, different tools you need, and that's what, one thing I just like, I didn't go buy a saw because I needed to cut something. Like, I found a way to do it with what I like was available, and just went ahead and built something without being like, I need a saw. And I like built it in my living room, just on the floor. Like, I didn't need a workbench. But after doing that, I was like, damn, it'd be nice to have like a table to stand up and do all this on, and not be like on the ground kneeling over, you know? And it's just like all the tools you realize, like, oh, that'd be really nice to have. Oh, that'd be really nice to have, once you actually start doing it.
Yeah.
It's like Minecraft.
I feel like it's a vicious cycle. You start getting into building something, you're like, oh, I need a tool for this. You go get it. You get a little bit more advanced. Oh, I need it. I need this tool. I need this tool. I need this tool. And then you have too many tools that you know what to do with.
Yeah, then you have a full-blown woodworking shop, and you build like a couple things a year.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the life.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Brian, what would, so obviously you're vehemently opposed to the idea of a woodworking setup in your house. But what you've been in your house for a few months now. What are some projects you've been working on slash have ideas for in the future?
So I started my little, like, I guess you call it foray into building shit last Thanksgiving time. So I mentioned earlier I have a coffee table that has it's pretty unique. So in my garage, or my mom's garage, I should say now, we had a pair of racing slick tires for our Porsche that just never got used. And with tires, if you don't use them within like a year or two, they go bad. So essentially, they're just sitting there. They had rims, and I don't really know where the idea came from, but I was like, all right, I can turn this into a coffee table. And it turned out to be a really good piece. However, one of the things with that little mini project I ran into is with Porsches, the front two tires are smaller in width than the rear two. So that just went right over my head. And so I had to build this like unique little stand that accounted for that and offset it diagonally so that it all lined up and was level on the top when I got the piece of custom glass cut and then put on. So it was something I thought was going to take me like 4 hours turned into easily a 20-hour project and multiple weekends of work. So that was one thing, the one I'm probably most proud of. And then regarding my house and moving in, so I have that as my coffee table now. I've got one more project in the pipe. Two of the ones I've finished so far are some DIY style benches. No shame, found them off Pinterest. It costs $75 per bench. I haven't got the cushions fitted yet because I'm gonna have to get some custom cushions. So that's probably gonna be more than the entire bench itself, just because cushions are pretty fucking expensive. Who would have known? You know.
Who needs a cushion?
Yeah,
Right.
you
Well,
don't need a
You
cushion.
got
it's bare
hemorrhoids?
ass wood, so if you sit on it,
just lay up some mulch there on the benches. So it
Is
looks
Brian
like
there for you?
no, he's not. It looks like
Okay.
Brian cut out. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I've seen. So I haven't been back to Georgia in really since I moved up here to Charleston. So I haven't gotten a chance to look at Brian's new house or any of his projects, but they seem like they've been turning out pretty well. Cameron,
Yeah, I
you've made a
got.
little table for your mom. I saw you've been showing
Oh
me the
yeah,
other day.
I've made a handful of things over the last year, especially since quarantine started. Do you still have that picture? It's not on your computer, is it?
Of your
That's all
mom
right.
or the of
No,
the,
no,
of
of the
the,
table.
of the table from your mom?
Yeah,
Honestly, probably
it's not
somewhere.
on your computer
No,
though.
it's not
That's
on my
all right.
computer. Yeah.
Anyway, um, yeah. So, well, one thing I did see Brian's coffee table at his house last time I was there. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I thought it was really cool, and you can tell like he made it. It's not just something he bought, which is also really cool. You go in somebody's house, and it's like they don't just have all their furniture is not just from rooms to go or something.
Right.
Uh, but anyway, uh, the stuff that I built, yeah, I started with that standing desk well over a year ago. It might be close to 2 years ago now. Yeah, I was in between jobs after doing real estate. But anyway, yes, I built that standing desk. I built a standing desk for my dad. I built a after that, I just kind of did like smaller shelves and bookshelves for like my mom and myself, just like in my closet. I needed some shelves like on top of the racks, to create
Yeah.
more space.
Right.
And I just had some wood laying around from those other projects, so I just threw them together. Let's see. And then, yeah, most recently, I made a table for my mom. I talked a little bit about it before, and like pretty simple design, but it honestly turned out so nice, like way nicer than I thought it would. The shelf, so it's like a basic table. It's pretty big actually for like a kind of my first table. Uh, I've built this desk and
And
bookshelves and other stuff, but this is like a big table.
so what did you build it for? Like, what was the purpose of this table?
In her laundry room, she has like this big space, but no countertop or anything.
Oh, gotcha.
Um, and she wanted somewhere to fold clothes. And there was enough room for like a really big table. It was like 60 something inches wide.
Jeez.
Uh, it was as deep as the wall went, so it was like 28 inches deep. And then I made it taller than like counter height, so like the counters in a kitchen or something
Yeah.
are still a little low to be like folding clothes and stuff. So I made it a little higher than that, just a few inches, make it easy on my mom, just to like fold stuff. The base was just 2x4s, a shelf so she can like put laundry baskets in it, and then the top was a MDF board, so just like particle board, and then epoxy poured over it, all purple and stuff. And so it was like a really nice surface. I've talked about this before on the podcast, but it's a really nice surface for her to fold, and it just fit in that little section of her laundry room like a glove, dude. It just fit perfectly. And so it fits in like a built-in countertop, and then it has shelves underneath it, and it's a nice surface. And I'm gonna build some similar tables to it. But just like I was saying earlier, you do one project and you realize like, oh, it'd be nice if I had these other tools to do it better. And so I need an orbital sander so I can sand and buff and polish the epoxy to
Yeah.
make it like perfect and nice and polished and everything. And also a planer would be nice to smooth out and square out some of the 2x4s. Like a hand planer that you can just run over and take small strips off a board.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you just you do one project and you realize like, oh, well, that would be nice.
Yeah.
And there's like super expensive. Like I was saying, if you had a full blown woodworking shop, then you just get like a big planer. You just stick a whole board through, but that's like $600. So the cheaper, like more sensible way to do it in the beginning is just to get a hand planer for like 150 or something like that. So those are like the steps you go through as you build stuff. And I know that Brian ran into that when he was making his stuff. He's like, oh, that'd be easier. That'd be easier to just cut it or something. So I got a couple tools now. My brother has a chop saw, like Brian was talking about. I have a jigsaw and all the drills and stuff and sanders. But orbital sander, the ones that spin, would be good for like buffing and polishing specifically.
So I'm trying to build a new desk setup here in the old podcast studio. So what are some tools you recommend I get?
Desks really aren't that bad. Like I said, I built my desk and have been using it for nearly 2 years now, and I didn't have any tools. I literally just had a drill and screws and glue, wood glue. That's all I had.
I shouldn't get an orbital planer and
no, an orbital sander
a
and
radial
a hand
arm
planer.
sander.
No, you probably don't need those quite yet. You could build a desk. Honestly, the hand planer wouldn't be a bad thing to just go ahead and get.
Yeah.
If you're building like a tabletop or a desktop, because if you put multiple pieces of wood together and they're not like perfectly level, like one's a little bit higher or like somehow they're not perfectly level across the top, you just run that planer over it and it just takes off like really thin sections until it's flat. So that would help with the desktop if you're going wood for the desktop, like pieces of wood put together.
Right.
But yeah, that's one. Sander's always good. I have like one of those vibrating sanders now. It's kind of it's all right. It's better than hand sanding, but the orbital ones that spin around are the best for just getting it done quick and so
I always saw
it makes
you
it
as
a lot
vibrator
easier.
type of guy.
Well, it's the
I'm
cheaper
back.
option in the beginning.
I don't know what the hell was going on with my Discord, but I am back.
Yeah, you just like
also
froze out there for a
no
second.
idea what I left off of, but porch table benches. DIY benches.
Nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, it seems like we've all been kind of finding certain ways to keep us busy in terms of DIY projects during the whole COVID season.
Oh yeah, and this planner box.
Oh wow.
That was really easy. That's one of those things where you can just like get them to cut it at the store, and then just put it, and then just screw it together. That's just like a 10-inch wide board, 2 inches thick, and just get them to cut it down at the store. It doesn't matter how nice it is, and you just screw it together, and boom.
Yeah, I definitely like to get a garden at some point in my backyard. I gotta mow it first. Still haven't mowed since I've been here.
Do you have a mower?
It's about to be fall though. Is it the right time for gardening?
I
could
grow pumpkins.
Yeah,
it's the pumpkin harvesting season. I don't know.
So you might pumpkin spice lattes.
Oh yeah.
No, but that's what my brother and his wife had to do. They had to choose stuff because we just moved in middle of the summer and they made this late summer, so we had to find specific things that you can plant late summer, fall that'll grow and bloom and stuff. So there's different plants for the whole year. It's pretty gardening's pretty interesting when you get into it. It's pretty cool how all this stuff grows. what it needs to thrive.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting.
Yeah. Definitely gonna have to start that. Maybe figure out some what type of plants grow in the fall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that summer's coming to an end, we've all been kind of doing our own thing during the summer during coronavirus. I know you guys have been hanging out together a few times. Brian, you've been going on the lake, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot of what are some things that you guys wish you could have done this summer that you didn't do for whether it was you didn't have enough time to do it or coronavirus got in the way.
Say something that me, Lusk, and then Newsom did this past weekend, which honestly, now that I think of it, I don't think I regret that I didn't do it enough during summer because summer is hot as shit. But I'm looking forward to in the fall is doing like hiking, maybe doing a backpacking trip. I'm very anti
Ooh.
sleeping outside, but
God,
I
Brian.
don't know. I think I get back into it.
Brian, I will
But
personally bring tampons for you if that's your biggest concern.
Just a bed of them to sleep on.
Yeah.
as long as you bring a bear bag.
Oh my god.
Brian, are you
Um,
are you afraid of bears? Is that why you're afraid to sleep outside? You afraid of a little
maybe.
black bear coming to eat you?
Aw.
Dude, those things are
Buddy.
fucking vicious.
Yeah.
But as long as we have pots and pans, we'll be good.
Oh yeah.
Fire. Uh,
Yeah. But speaking of I don't know, weekend activities, stuff like that. We went to Yona Mountain, did a nice little day hike, got to the top, and then made our way back down, and then over to Helen, which was only 15 minutes away. Um, honestly, a cool little place. Very interesting people watching. And then you got beer and fudge in this weird little German styled town in North Georgia. So that was
Oh, that's over
interesting.
by Helen, right? Or did you say you went to Helen?
Yeah, yeah,
that is Helen.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I wasn't listening.
yeah. We went. It's probably 20 minutes from Vienna, so it was a cool little um, day trip. But I don't know. Looking forward, I'd like to do smaller stuff like that. Like Blake has mentioned previously with scouts and stuff. Like we did a 2-week backpacking trip to Philmont, New Mexico. And at the time, I obviously did not appreciate it as much as I do now. It was a cool time. As much as I bitch about sleeping outside and not showering for 5 days, it was still pretty cool looking back. So
Oh yeah.
maybe, just maybe, we could plan a trip to. I don't know how close
I
Chattooga
knew you were
River
gonna
is
say
to you,
that.
but
I
that's
hope
my
Brian's listening
favorite
to this.
one. Though. Yep. But we could plan something like that, and I guess I would be willing to sleep outside. Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know.
We'll make it comfortable for you, Brian.
I want to do some backpacking, Blake.
Glamping.
I know we've talked about this many times before. I remember in college we tried to do it with David, but it never worked out.
Yeah.
Uh, that's something I really want to do. So let's plan it, dude.
Yeah,
Let's
you should come on our
I've gone
next.
camping before, but I've never done multiple days backpacking, hiking all day and then camping.
Yeah,
Never done
backpacking's
that.
real camping. Where you
Yeah.
Yeah, where you carry everything on your back, hike from point A to point B, and set up camp in a new location. I love it.
That's what I want to do.
Yeah, we should definitely get something together. Chatoog is or hiking along the Chatoog River. Is it Chatoog or Chattooga? I actually
I think
can't
it's
remember.
Chattooga.
Yeah, hike along
Yeah.
the Chattooga
I think
River.
the lake is
Oh, you're right. Yeah, Lake
right.
Chatoog, Chattooga River. But yeah, that's
Yeah.
a beautiful hike. Brian and I we did that a couple
14
times
miles, right?
back in
Yeah.
Scouts. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, there's tons of beautiful mountains around. I know. Me and our friend Ryan, my brother Connor, and Ryan's brother Reed, we went up to Max Patch Mountain up in North Carolina back in February. So actually, I'll go ahead and pull up a picture of Max Patch. on here. I don't know if you guys have seen it, Cameron and Brian, but it was probably one of the most beautiful hikes I've ever done. So it's this real cool. So I've got a little picture up here. So it's just this like absolutely bare mountain that you hike up, where it's basically just grass at the very top, and you have this 360-degree view of the Smoky Mountains surrounding you. So the sunrise and the sunset out there was incredible. It's just I don't know. I love just being outside and hiking with everything on your back, setting up a fire. We met some cool people out there. We made friends with a former Marine who was he recently like left the Marines and was just kind of out in the woods hiking on his own, trying to figure out what he wanted to do with the rest of his life. Um,
That's
it's a good way
legit.
to like to meet people and just immerse yourself in nature.
Yeah, that's
For
pretty
sure.
dope.
I feel like you can meet
That's
some
pretty
weird
neat.
people out in the woods.
Oh yeah,
That's neat.
he was pretty cool, but then he so we became friends and stuff, and then he showed us his gun that he was carrying with him. I know me personally, I was kind of like, this is getting a little
Tell
What
weird.
me, get
was
Should
it?
the
I
fuck
be
out of
scared?
here.
What was it?
It was some 45. I think it was. I don't remember exactly what the pistol was, but
Oh,
it definitely was not like a concealed carry weapon. It was pretty big, pretty big pistol. Pretty big caliber
This
too.
is what I will use to murder you tonight.
Yeah.
yeah.
Nah, he was cool. He didn't shoot
I would.
us.
I'd be like more concerned if he like said he was a Marine and didn't have a gun on him. I'd be like, wait, you're a Marine, but you're not carrying a gun. Like, I'd
Well,
be
it's
more
definitely
concerned
smart.
then.
So I mean, part of the reason why I didn't, get too scared about it was he was by himself, and so that's you kind of need a
Yeah.
handgun when you're out hiking by yourself. There's some crazy people. We've all heard stories of just someone out hiking by themselves, and some lunatic comes along and either kidnaps them or you know murders them in the forest. And you got bears to worry about. So something to
Yeah,
protect
you need
yourself when it's
a
just you is good.
you need a handgun a lot more often than that too, especially nowadays.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the zombie apocalypse will happen, and we'll definitely need a handgun.
No, then you need an AR.
But yeah, so another summer activity that I did a ton last summer, but I just haven't done it all this summer was fishing. I know we had all been talking about you guys coming up here and visiting me, and doing a deep sea fishing trip, but it never worked out, really because of this whole coronavirus situation. But man, I miss going out there and doing that.
Do you remember that big ass hog we got out of your neighborhood pond? That was a year ago, right? Or was that 2?
No, that was about a year ago. That was
Yeah,
last summer. Yeah.
right.
Cameron, were you there for that?
There is.
When Brian caught that big ass
No,
catfish? Dude.
no.
All right, so
Kind
one,
of caught. 90% caught.
you pulled it up on the shore. We were holding it. It was so big that the hook ripped out of its mouth and it fell back in the water. But, God,
Well,
Brian.
and
Jeez.
then more than just the fish fell in the water.
Yeah, so we were there
Oh,
with a group of people, and Brian reels up this. So there's a little pond in my neighborhood that I always used to go fishing at, and there's some pretty decent sized catfish in there. And so
He's
Brian,
at least 10 pounds, dude.
oh, it was at least 10 pounds. That thing was probably like 3.5 feet long. I mean, it was heavy enough for you to like pull it up on the
So,
fishing line,
yeah, you
and the
can't.
hook literally like the hook was in there. Like you caught that fish, and it ripped through its mouth, fell out, and our friend John goes in and tries to keep the fish from falling in the water, and he just
oh
falls
my
right in.
God.
The fish gets away, and John
And
just
then
Of
belly flops.
course.
freaking Ryan sitting there in
Jesus
the
Christ.
kayak, useless, like not fucking pinning it out. Who?
Jesus.
And then John falls in the water. Everybody's freaking out.
God, that was so much
Holy
And
fun.
that
shit.
catfish made it home.
That was awesome. But
God.
I'm also pissed at you, Brian, because Tony. So you come out like one random night with us and catch a catfish within like 30 minutes. But then our friend Tony and I literally we went catfishing like probably 25 times that summer and didn't get so much as a single bite. We tried
Get
so hard.
wrecked.
We went and got chicken liver. We were researching, the best catfishing spots around us. We were doing all the work and didn't catch anything. Brian just comes out with his stupid fishing rod and pulls up a 15-pounder. That was fun
Yeah,
though. Good times.
sucks to suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, you bringing up John makes me think of fishing back in Woodmont. Oh my gosh. Back in like middle school and like high school, just going out there on a golf course and fishing.
Oh
Dude,
my God.
Woodmont's
Such a
got some
ridiculous thing to
baddies
do.
in there.
Would y'all catch anything in that river?
Yeah, dude.
we put some. We let a couple of catfish go into Woodmont, like transplanted them
Huh.
from another lake. So there's some fat fuckers in there if they're still living. If all the
That's-
golf course pesticides haven't killed them off yet.
If fucking John didn't punt him back into the water, holy shit.
What?
John would. He didn't do this every time, but I mean, it was hilarious back then. Looking back on it, it's super cruel, but like it was hilarious. He would like catch a fish and then put it back, but he would punt it into the water.
Oh my God.
Yeah, statute limitations. They can't prosecute him now. It's not animal cruelty.
Would they just float back up to the surface after landing back in the water?
No, like we would. They would swim around. They'd be fine.
Fish
like,
are tough.
but- yeah, dude. But yeah, that shit was so funny back then.
What is wrong with him?
We used to do all kinds of stuff. People used to have to like jump in the lake. I remember us walking across the lake when it snowed one day in Woodmont. It just like and somebody fell in. God, so much funny stuff happened around them those lakes, dude.
Oh God.
Oh my god.
In that neighborhood, honestly.
Oh, true. Yeah. Besides the lake, just countless things.
So what are y'all gonna do during
Lots
the
of
fall?
debauchery.
What are some good fall activities? I know, Brian, we were talking about backpacking. That's the perfect time to go backpacking or just camping in general when the weather's getting a little cooler.
Mm-hmm. You do a
Yeah.
mountain weekend, like a cabin or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not too cool though. So Brian doesn't like sleeping outside. I don't like sleeping outside when it's fucking cold. I hate the cold.
See, that's when I like sleeping outside. I sleep
Count
really good when
me
it's
out,
cold.
brother. No.
Well, that's
if
why
it's
the
below like 50, then nope. Count me out.
50. Oh my God, Cameron, jeez.
That's cold, dog. 40s is cold.
Dude,
Especially when you're
that's
trying
like
to
the
sleep,
perfect, especially
and your
backpacking. Like
toes are cold.
you want to be backpacking in the cold because you're gonna work up a sweat when
Yeah.
you're hiking, and it's better to make yourself warm by exerting yourself than you know going backpacking in the summer when it's already 95 degrees and you're just dying
Yeah,
out
no,
there.
Miserable.
not that hot, but like a medium where it gets like down to 50 at night. But like if it was 70, like high 70s during the day, I wouldn't mind that at all. I don't mind being warm. I don't mind sweating, like really at all, as long as I'm not chafing.
All right, so when you go backpacking with us, I'll make sure to bring a nice warm mocha latte for you on each night of the trip. I'll make sure you
You best
pack
believe I'm
your
bringing coffee.
fuzzy socks. I don't know, maybe a love note from your parents. Hope you're staying safe out
Some
there,
boss
Cammy.
water.
Stay warm. Some little hot ones or whatever the little hand warmers are called.
Those things
hot
don't work.
hands.
Those are stupid.
Hot hands.
Until
Hot
they
ones
do,
is
those
the
things can
wing
burn the shit out of
interview.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, but I gotta stay warm. I hate the cold.
I'm the opposite. There are a few things worse in life than waking up just being sweaty as fuck.
Yeah.
True.
Probably an exaggeration, but
Yeah,
you get the point.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do something like October, November, where it's not too cold.
Yeah, that's honestly the
But it's
perfect
not
time
too
period to
hot.
do it. October, November is the
Yeah.
perfect time.
Yeah, let's do it. All right.
So yeah, so other than spending spending our free time thinking of things to do to enjoy ourselves, whether it be fishing or going backpacking, obviously we've all got to make money. We've all got our professional lives to deal with. So how's everyone's professional life going right now? What's the job status on everyone? What's life been like? I know that's been a part of the reason why we've been so busy lately is all of us are just kind of getting caught up in our work.
So Cameron, you have a pretty. Did you say last episode that you got the job, or you've at least started it? That's new since last episode, right?
Yeah, I don't think Cam's
Uh,
talked about this.
yeah, I don't think I've talked about it at all, but I think I was working again, or I think I started working before the last episode. But anyway, yeah, I just started a new part-time job. It's just an easy like serving job at a country club. So TPC Sugarloaf out in Duluth, Georgia. Uh, Super nice country club. Wow. Driving in there the first time for the interview, I was like, geez, I didn't know it was like this. Like each house, I mean, a million plus easy, but some of them are like, is that over 10 mil? Like, that's a nice, like, that's a really big house. Like, these houses, some of them got to be in the range of 5 to 10, but I think almost all of them, pretty much all of them. And these houses are built in like, I think the 90s. TPC Sugarloaf was designed, the golf course designed by, Jesus, now I'm forgetting his name. Ben, no, Greg Norman. Okay. The golf clothes and stuff with the shark on it, Greg Norman, the golfer.
Oh yeah,
Ah.
huh?
Yeah. So he designed that golf course and it has 3 9-hole courses. So, I mean, essentially there's one main 18-hole course and then an extra 9. But there's 3 9s, so there's 27 holes there. And it's super nice. And then the tennis and swim area that I work in is it has 14 tennis courts and 2 pools there. Like not just one pool. It's not good enough for this country club. They have 2 separate pools, like an Olympic swimming pool and then like a massive kids pool with this massive slide and all this stuff. So that's pretty cool that like they can kind of separate. Like that's one thing about Woodmont that I don't think I would like as an adult when I was when I was in middle school, high school. I mean, I didn't really mind that there's so many kids just like in one pool, and the adults really don't have anywhere to go. So, but here there's like a massive kids area with like these things you find at a water park, just like fountains pouring stuff out and like kid stuff, and then a massive slide and an Olympic pool. But anyway, it's a super nice place. It's just a part-time job for now, serving and stuff, kind of like an entry-level serving job. Um, but yeah, that's it. That was a big explanation about how nice the place is, just for a basic serving job.
That's cool. It's always nice to go into a place that you enjoy being at. Something nice to look at
Yeah,
at
Yeah.
the very
motivating.
least.
Oh yeah. You look out like so. There's 2 clubhouses, or like one main clubhouse, and then a tennis and lifestyle building with
Hmm.
like a gym and different stuff like a dining room and a cafe. Uh, but yeah, that's the place I worked at, and so we just served the swimming pool and the tennis courts. Like a lot of tennis ladies that come over, and then a lot of people that go to the pools. Kind of nice, yeah. It's I like going there. We got
Welcome
Whoa!
to
Hold
the
up! Hold up!
party.
Hold up!
we got
Oh my
him drinking a
God!
glass of
Drinking a
wine.
glass of wine.
A gloss.
Jeez,
It's a gloss.
a
Some
gloss.
What are you,
Cabernet Blanc.
what are you drinking on over there, Garrett?
A gloss of something of the red variety.
I doesn't even know what
It's
it
a
is.
red.
It
That's
has
hilarious.
hints of cherry and buckwheat. and it combines with a mahogany blend of vino.
What a massive
Fucking
douche.
dumb.
Fellas, what's
Oh my
happening?
god.
How's the podcast going? Am I crashing it?
Crashing the
Dude,
party,
it's,
bro.
yeah, you're kind of fucking me up right here.
Good. Well, let me continue to do so. What are we in the middle of? Just keep going.
So
I'll
you
catch up.
actually
Keep going.
joined very well, yeah. Keep
Yeah.
rolling
Yeah, it
with
was
it,
actually a
Cameron.
good
We're doing
time.
some
I
job
was just
updates.
I was just explaining my boring ass job as a server at a country club, trying to talk it up.
don't
So you
think it's
joined at a
boring.
good time. No,
I bet you've been making some good tips there, Cameron. If the place seems that nice, I bet people
every
are coming
now
in
and
with
then.
some money.
So the thing is, they have like an odd, yeah, definitely some money. The cars there, I'm much more interested in that than like all my coworkers. I've like asked people like, yo, who drives that car? Like, what's the craziest car you've seen? Like, who drives that car? And nobody knows like
Yeah.
anything. No one pays attention to the cars or anything. But there's like Bentleys, Rolls Royce, Audi R8s, Ferraris, just like 911 GT3s. I've seen crazy M4 competitions. I saw an M8 competition. Drive it in the other day. There are some nice cars there. But
So
anyway,
I'm gonna say it because we're all
it's
thinking that
what?
how are the older women feel towards
The
you?
older woman,
Right.
dude. All
I was
right,
not
I
thinking
got
that
a
at
little
all.
story.
Okay, tell the story. Tell the story.
Bullshit,
All right, I
you
got a
were.
little story.
I was.
Just got a little story.
Oh my god.
So like the other night, there's this banquet for like tennis. Some tennis thing was going on. They had this banquet. So there were a bunch of tennis ladies there and like a couple dudes. But anyway, so I was working in the cafe, uh, getting around closing time about 9 for us on a weekend, and the banquet's still going. Uh, the people like the banquet people are still going in the cafe and around the cafe, but they're closing down and cleaning up the banquet stuff, like the tables and tents and everything. So my manager or one of my managers comes over and asks me to like go out there and help. And I'm just thinking like they have a whole banquet crew that's out there like cleaning up. And that has like nothing to do with what my like real thing I'm supposed to be doing there is. Like I'm supposed to be helping people in the cafe, like
Right.
serving them and making sure everything is clean and stuff like that. And he sends me out there to do this. Sends us all out there to do this. So I know they're not gonna be watching this, so I don't really give a shit what I say. But they send us out there, and I'm like walking around. It had just rained, and I'm walking around in the grass trying to clean up these tables, all wet and stuff. Get my socks all wet. So I'm getting sick of it. So I'm just like, whatever. I'm finding a way out of this, no matter what. So I was just like, what can I go do inside?
Okay.
So I just go, and it's like the end of the night. It's past closing time for like serving new orders and stuff. So I go to close out my order system in the like I just bail on cleaning up outside and just leave everybody else out there.
Wow.
And don't say anything, just walk away.
Classic Cameron ghosting people. Just classic.
Mm.
Comes with a pale
But
skin,
then,
I guess. Good God.
Anyway, I'm closing out my ticket inside, and this old lady starts chatting me up. Well, she didn't really start chatting me up. She really just said something weird about my height.
Oh.
I was like standing there at a cafe, and she was
How
like,
tall are you?
she asked me like this
One of
generic
those?
question. Yeah, like, why are you so tall? Like,
Oh,
just one of those generic questions. I always get that shit.
Backhanded compliment.
But I want to be like, why do you get shot out of a cannon so often?
Jeez.
For being short, you know what I'm saying?
Oh.
So,
yeah.
God, dude.
I was about to say, what the fuck?
For being a midget, you know?
Short shaming.
Well, they're trying to tall shame me. Why are you so tall?
Fair.
You play basketball? Yeah, I played basketball. No, but she was just like, "Why are you so tall?" I started chatting her up. Instead of just like kind of blowing her off like I might have, I was like, "I don't want to go back outside, so I would just talk her up."
Purposefully
So I just
chatting
started,
her up.
yeah, purposely just chat her up and like create this 20-minute conversation where she asked me about school. And I
Yeah.
told her like I left school and started doing real estate.
Gave it the
And then
Heisman.
she like, Yeah. I was like, I left school, started doing real estate. She was like, oh, this other lady like does real estate. So she brings this other lady over to talk to me, and I'm just like
Networking.
this worker. Yeah, but I'm just like this young employee at their country club. Like I'm wearing
Right.
a polo with my name tag. Like I feel like this other lady doesn't want to come talk to me.
You never know.
She's like, come talk to this guy. So I started
Yeah,
talking to her about real estate. I turn on the professionalism about real
right.
estate and like what I did and like what I can do and whatever. And this other lady's just like, so wait, before that happened, she just stood
Yes.
there and she was like, do you have a girlfriend? I was like, no.
That's
I was
always
like,
that's
no.
always a low key hit on question. If someone if someone in public asks you, "Hey, do you have a girlfriend?" They're like
It's this
hitting on
old
you.
lady.
They're really
Nah.
inquiring. They're like, "Should I go any further with this?" Right on.
Nah, this was early on. She was asking about a girlfriend. She was just like, I guess she was just thinking, I don't know, tall guy, like whatever. I'll just ask him. And then she
Tall
was like,
guy.
she
He's
said,
tall. He must have a girlfriend.
I don't know. I don't know what she was thinking.
Right.
But she asked
Roll
me,
with
and
it.
then she was she's like, no, no. And then she sat there literally for like 30 seconds to a minute and just like looked up at the ceiling and just started going through like all the girls she knows in her head. Like, and then she was like, I know the perfect girl for you.
Oh,
I
here
was
we
like,
go.
how do you know me and this girl are perfect for each other? And she's like,
She
she
knows
just
you.
graduated from UGA.
Yep.
She's
Perfect
tall.
for you.
She's brunette.
Yeah.
She and like goes and all this. I was like, well, I'll be here like 5 days a week, so bring her by. But
Bring them
yeah,
all.
this turned into a 20-minute conversation where she brought in this other lady to talk about real estate just so I could get out of doing what I was doing. And one of the
Well,
guys I work with in the cafe, not one of
yeah.
the banquet workers, he comes in like when I was still talking to him, and he's like working and like walking around and like doing stuff, like
Right.
actually working.
Right.
And so I finally had to cut her off. Like I felt bad for him.
Right.
I was just like,
Your
all
responsibility
right, like
mechanism kicks in.
I really enjoy talking to you. Like I hope we can talk again when you're in here next time. But like these guys are working hard. Like I should go help them out.
Right.
But all the hard work had already been done outside. They had all come back
100%.
inside. And then the other coworker was just like, I saw what you were doing, just avoiding all the work and going
Hey.
inside and not.
But Cameron though, like from talking to you in
Cameron
the
gets
past,
fired 1 week later.
yeah, dude.
Dude, no, they won't fire me. I'm too good of a worker.
Yeah, dude. But kind of wrapping up, like just talking about your goals with this job, and I don't know where you guys were in this conversation before I joined in, but knowing where you want to be in this job, like that's exactly what you're looking for. Like you're not looking to make a career out of this. You're looking to meet people, to network, to find someone who maybe does something that you're interested in, and boom, there you go. You've made a job. Or maybe you find your wife here, like all that kind of stuff. Like you never know. But that's the importance of networking, though. Like that story, though, it just goes to show like you never know who you meet. It's the importance of meeting people and always having your A game
Yeah.
and always putting yourself in a position to sell yourself to someone else, because you never know where that's going
Like
to
a
go.
sugar mama.
You never know if you're going to find a sugar mama, if you're going to find the next job, a new career, anything.
Dude, so you'll appreciate this, Brian. She was like, so this other lady does like interior design and like has done flips on houses before.
Okay.
And she was like, so she knows what she's doing. I have all this money I don't know what to do with. So
There you
you
go.
bring stuff to me and tell me like what to do. And I was like,
She has all of this money she does not know what to do with. There you go.
Yeah.
Right. So sugar mama.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, dude, that's awesome. I'm glad. It sounds like it's going really well, though, dude. Like, I definitely you offered playing some golf up at is it Capital City, right?
Nah, what? TPC Sugarloaf.
Sorry, dude, I get all those mixed up. But I definitely want to come up and play some. Sorry, dude, I came in the middle of this. I'm sorry. But I definitely want to come and play some golf at some point, though. Sounds good.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Friends and family on the off days for sure.
Right on.
So Garrett, I believe you've got a recap you want to touch on as well in the same kind of arena.
Sure. Yeah, I think this might be relatable to to people who are listening in. First off, real quick question: how far in are we? Like, where are we at? Some context here.
We got this
We,
and then the next segment.
Yeah,
Okay.
we switched it up. You know,
Right there.
Okay. Got it. Cool. So 3 and 4. Got it. All right. So for you guys, for the OG listeners out there, y'all know from episode 1 that I am officially a college dropout. I was enrolled in the MBA graduate program at Ole Miss, and decided that it wasn't the right move, man. They went online with COVID-related issues, and I did not feel like I was going to get the experience that I signed up for online at this specific situation, right? I wanted to meet more people. I wanted to network, Cameron, like what you're kind of prioritizing right now. I wanted to grow individually and all this stuff. And I had been doing online school for a few months now, and I was like, this is not for me. I'm not getting everything out of this that I wanted to. I'm not learning the most. I'm not connecting with my classmates, with my professors, et cetera. Like, there's just something to do. There's something important, and we'll never lose this as a race. We'll never lose the importance of what it is for us four to sit together and to look each other in the eye and to understand our body language, to understand like all this nonverbal communication and everything else that goes with it, right? As technological as we become, that importance will never fade. Anyway, side tangent there. So right now I'm in a position where, I'm living at home. I have zero income right now. I've got a little money saved up, so I'm in a decent position. I've got a girlfriend that's waiting for a ring. I've got a dog I got to feed, so I'm in this position of transition, right? So, I guess to offer a little perspective. So just to be completely candid with you guys, I've got a job that's been lined up for next year. We are looking at next summer that they've offered me to start. So, it's August of 2020. This is August of 2021. I've got 365 days to find some kind of income, right? To set me up into that role. And this role, I'm not sure if it's my career, like Brian, like Blake they've both found steadfast careers in their lives. They have started off with something that they see themselves in for a long period of time, or at least the foreseeable future. And I'm in this position now to where I'm looking for that. And, do I want to wait a year to start my career? I don't know. So that's kind of where I'm at. For those of you listening in, I'm just kind of trying to figure out, okay, do I want to find something part-time? Do I want to, maybe dive into another career? So that's kind of where I am. Just to kind of recap, since the last time I had kind of clued you guys in on what was going on in my life. But anyway, does that kind of set up well for like what you guys were looking for? Is there anything I didn't answer?
Yeah, but you had a previous interview, right? I know you weren't too ecstatic about it. Just from our brief conversation. I don't know if you want to touch on it and whatnot,
Sure.
or just really just like talk about the value of your mindset going into it. Yeah, you knew you didn't necessarily want to do this job or like accept it in the event of an offer, but you saw it as opportunity to like practice interviewing, which interviewing is a whole fucking thing in and of itself.
Sure.
But yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So in the process right now, I've been in a few interviews in person, over the phone, virtual. I had the weirdest interview. I had to record myself answering pre-recorded questions and then send it in to the company I was interviewing with. So like they would have a question that they would pre-record. I would have to video myself answering it and then send it in. It was the most awkward thing ever.
That would be ridiculous.
Did you record like a bunch of times? Did you do like a bunch of takes?
No. So it the platform they use, it limits how many takes you can have. So like you only get 2. I only used my second take.
Up twice.
Yeah, dude. You just have to deal with it. You just have to send it. Just own it.
Oh my gosh.
That's hilarious.
So yeah, dude, like I only used my second take once, which I was pretty proud of, But anyway, so yeah, there's like all these like challenges of trying to enter the workforce in 2020, given the circumstances, obviously. It's a weird year. And I'll be honest though. I have had a lot of luck with opportunities out there. Like there are career opportunities out there that I've had luck with. There's jobs. Like, I get on LinkedIn every day. I check jobs. I have notifications come to my phone. I apply, and I've gotten, a good amount of reach outs from that, right? And going back to Brian's point though about interviewing, so I think interviewing is a very important skill. I think it's something of just like, the number one thing that you have to understand when you're interviewing is, okay, what's my story? Like, who am I? Where have I come from? And what am I looking for? Right. And I think that's the most important thing that you all need to understand, is that you have to have not a fictional story. You have to have a narrative, and it's not fictional. It's who you are, right? It's who you are, who you've been, where you're going. Okay. And that's so important in the interview process. So, anyway, interviews are good. They're important. Getting yourself in front of other people, selling yourself, selling, that narrative, selling your skills. So important, because at the end of the day, that's all that really matters.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
I got a poopy.
I thought I heard a dog.
Who's that?
Look at that
Oh,
little
is that
baby
Ozzy?
dog. Nah, this isn't Ozzy.
Oh.
This is
Yeah.
a little familial puppy making
This
her.
is very
making her-
fluffy. Oh my
This
god.
is Benny. This is Benny. And Ozzy is currently sniffing my crop. She must smell really good.
He says, "Hey,
oh, hey girl. But anyway, please someone else take over the reins here, as I've got a puppy.
Yeah, no, I agree with that big time. Yeah, the interview process is important, and a lot of people don't know what they're doing when they go into an interview, or know even what an interviewer is looking for. So the last sales job I had, I actually grew rose through the ranks, really just one rank. I went from junior account manager to senior account manager. And at senior account manager, you start working on bringing on new account managers or junior account managers, and building a team around you, like a sales team that you help train. It's like you get trained, you help people train, all that stuff. So I literally did interviews as only 4-6 months into this job. I was doing interviews and conducting them myself with other people. And so it's very interesting, having somebody come into an interview and they're super nervous,
Right.
as if
It's so
this
funny
is
to be.
their
It's so
only
funny to be on the other
possible
side.
chance to make money. It is. It's weird. It's super weird. It's so weird. And the thing you realize at the end of it is confidence is almost all that matters. If you're confident in what you're saying, then that's
Absolutely.
just such a good thing.
oh yeah."
And so this part-time job that I just got, it was the first interview I did, and I was so confident going into it. I was like, why would they not want me? They'd be stupid not to hire me. And that's pretty much the mindset you have to go in. And I knew this is kind of below me. I consider it below me, just a part-time serving job.
Yeah.
Anyway, but even if it is even if you think it's really above you, you gotta act like it's below you. I'm
Absolutely.
better than this. I if I'm not actually better than this now, then I will be better than this later. And this is just a stepping stone. You gotta go in there with confidence, big confidence in that interview.
Mental leverage, right? You have to understand, okay, here's what I have to offer. Here's who I am. Here's the opportunities I have elsewhere. I'm going to give it to you straight. And if you feel like you have mental leverage, as if like you said, the people who were nervous felt like that this was their only way that they were going to make money, right? But if you go in saying, okay, I can figure it out elsewhere, and have that mental leverage, you're going to be okay.
Yeah. If you don't hire me, then somebody else will be very happy to hire me, kind of mindset.
Right.
And what you're saying with mental leverage, that's very psychological. So like I said, the last job and 2 jobs I did were sales, and that's all part of it. Mental leverage is knowing what the other person wants from you.
Right.
So in sales, what do they want? They want trust. If they trust you, then they'll probably buy from you. So I mean, that's just one big thing. But same thing. I mean, there's certain things that an interviewer is just looking for, the drive for the job, the willingness to stay committed to the job.
Right.
Sure. Silly talking yourself up about how good you can remember shit or something else, like how, like those little quality things you might try and
Yeah.
talk yourself up on, don't matter nearly as much as like you think they do. Like it's
Right.
all the other stuff. It's all about how everything else comes across to the person, and like you gotta get in that mindset of an
Right.
interviewer and like what they're looking for, and then go in there with confidence and tell them you have what they're looking for.
Yeah, I think
So
that's
go ahead, Blake.
I was just gonna say, I think that's a good piece of advice for really anything difficult that you go into. I learned that
Right.
back in college, just before going into an exam. Experiencing some of those more difficult college classes, I used to get just used to psych myself out with, my level of knowledge going into an exam. And somewhere around junior year, I realized that like even if I didn't feel 100% prepared, if I went in there thinking that I knew enough to pass, that I would end up doing better on those exams. Because
Fair.
if you don't have confidence, then you're going to talk yourself into a hole of just negative thinking. That's actually something I tell my students before every exam that they take. Before every exam that they take, I'm like, look,
Yeah.
the worst thing you can do is go into this feeling unconfident. Start
Yeah.
off with confidence, and if you have that bar set to a certain level, you're just gonna naturally want to prepare to meet that level. And so you're gonna
Yeah.
have confidence anyway, just because that's your mindset. But you're gonna have
Right.
real confidence going into it because you've done what you need to do to prepare to go into that. And
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
And there's for sure, and there's really like two levels of confidence when you go into like these kind of difficult um, things that cause adversity in us. And but anyway, it's one, the confidence to go in there and like just have straight up confidence. Like I'm gonna kill this test. I'm gonna kill this interview. Like whatever. I'm gonna destroy it. And then, but then there's also like because you always have doubt, right? You're always like,
Right.
but fuck, I might not have prepared on this stuff like enough. Like I might not be. They might not be. I might not actually be who they're looking for, like in this role. Whatever kind of doubt that is there, you have to have that like second level of confidence that even if I do get rejected, even if I do fail this test, even if like whatever negative happens, like I still have what it takes to like get through that, to like get through that adversity and keep going after that rejection, after that failure, whatever it is. So there's like two layers of like I'm gonna kill this, and even if I don't, I'm still gonna kill it.
Yeah, I think that's the thing is like don't ever pigeonhole your short-term and long-term goals into one particular situation, right? So what I mean by that is, okay, you're in a job, you're applying for a job, you're interviewing for a job, you're looking for your career, right? Like that is not the only final outcome that you have, okay? Mental leverage. Understand that there's other opportunities out there, even when times are hard, like they are right now. I'm telling you, there's opportunities out there. If you need a job, if you want to find a job, there is one out there for you. You might have to dig, but it's there. Okay. Have a plan. Okay. With confidence, confidence is brought upon. Confidence and self belief are both brought upon by preparation and planning. Okay. The harder you study for a test, Blake. If I spend a week studying for a test and I know the freaking chapter like the back of my hand and I go into that test and I feel like I can take it with my eyes closed, then boom, you're going to feel so confident going in, right? Life is the same way, right? It's preparation, okay? If you're looking for a job, practice interviewing, reach out to people, network, talk, study, research the role that you're going into, understand the company, what they do, right? All these different things that you can apply to anything in life, not just interviewing for jobs, doing your job, looking for a relationship, lay the groundwork, right? In the Bible, they talk about a house built on stone and a house built on sand, right? A house built on stone is not going to fly away in the middle of a storm, but a house built on sand will, right? Same concept here.
Yeah.
If you build your foundation with solid principles of preparation, of knowledge, etc., then when storms come, your house is not going to wash away, right? That's a universal principle there. Have a
I
solid
agree with that.
foundation and whatever it is that you do and trek forward. Do not step backwards. Don't stay put, just trek forward. And that can be applied to literally anything that you want to do in life. And we'll talk more about like some of our long-term goals, what we're looking for in our life. but understand that like you always have to have your long-term goal in mind, right? Your short-term goals can change perpetually. I change my short-term goals daily. It's ridiculous. It's mind-bending. But my long-term goal has not changed, and we'll talk about what that is more, I think, later. But I'm off my soapbox. Did that make sense?
Nice.
Yeah.
That was good.
One thing I want to add is at the same time, though, life is life, and sometimes you're just going to get fucked, and you might have been as prepared as you think, but like you were saying, a house built on stone is not like it's still going to go through the storm. It's still going to get beat up. Maybe a window gets busted. Maybe a wall breaks down. So like, don't expect like, oh, I prepared so much for this. I should have done better. I should have had that, because it doesn't work out that way. While we're on the topic of like interviewing and stuff, I can share a small little personal anecdote on it. So I graduated a semester late. I spent pretty much all of last fall going through recruiting and interviews and whatnot. I probably did, I don't know, 3-4 months straight of pure interviewing, going through Big Four, going through every little small company here and there. Part of it was like, Garrett, your interview this week was just purely practice. I didn't give a shit about the company. I just wanted to go fuck up in their interview before I got to the one that actually mattered. Long story short, I got to the final round of one of the Big Four, flew out to Chicago, killed that interview, and I didn't get it. And there was no reason why. I was perfectly qualified. Sometimes it happens. It's life, whatever. The next day, I get a listserv email from my fraternity's chapter advisor saying, hey, my company is looking for some Salesforce consultants, and lo and behold, it's exactly what I wanted. And now here we are 8 months later, and I'm doing way, way better than I would have been doing at any Big Four job.
Yep.
So it's all perspective, and yes, preparation is very important, but
can I also add
pent up.
Can I also add another word in there that kind of has to do with your mentality there? Faith. Whether you believe in a higher power or not, faith in that it's all going to work out in the long run, right? Brian, you have whether you said the word or not, that's what you believe, right? Faith in the long run. Just believe that things are going to work out how they're supposed to.
With faith, there's a saying I like. It's called aggressive patience.
Yeah,
sure, you have to have a balance. You can have faith, but don't be a lazy ass. It doesn't work. You got to put in the work, but you also have to have faith, and that's where it combines and works out.
I love that.
Yeah.
But no, we got real fucking deep right there, but there's some solid ass points.
Sounds like some
maybe rewind that a couple times. Shit. Yeah, damn.
Gary V in the house.
Yeah, dude. That shit applies though, bro. Like people don't hear that message enough, man. Like, we're kind of set up when we go through school and when we go through our lives. Like sometimes we're kind of built up on these pedestals where it's like everything's perfect. Like you are perfect. Nothing you do is wrong. And then we hit reality. We graduate college or whenever it is that we hit reality. It happens to everybody. And then we realize, oh shit, this is for real. I better step the fuck up. Like you have to get hit in the face by that sense of reality but the thing is like this is adversity, right? You get hit with that message and it hits you. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna fold, or are you gonna step the fuck up and take it on, right? Like at the end of the day, if you're not willing to take that challenge of life and reality and move forward and overcome it opposed to succumb to it, I mean there's no government program is gonna help you out there. I mean you're pretty much just you're stuck, right? So
waiting on that next $1,200 check.
God bless.
And it ain't coming.
Yeah. So
you got to pay it back next year.
Yeah. I mean this is bona fide talk, y'all. We're gonna be genuine. We're gonna give it to you straight. And reality is a lot of times a tough pill to swallow. It is, but it just is what it is, right? So that's all I got, fellas.
I think that's a good note to end it on. That was
Yeah.
a strong finish right there.
Right on.
Yeah.
I think my wine glass is empty. I think I'm about ready for another.
I think
what were y'all-
that Cabernet is fucking speaking right now, speaking soul
is.
words.
I went
Yeah.
I went
I
with
give
your
me some
favorite
of that
Garrett.
shit.
Yeah. Hey, I actually had to go
Oh,
pick
Garrett,
up. Yeah.
you'll like this.
What's up?
Since you were gone, somebody had to fill the shoes, dude.
Okay. Miller
Are
Lite.
you looking at your camera? Yes, sir.
Oh, Miller Lite. Let's go. That's my guy. Cameron's back on the
Mhm.
Pog. Okay. Are we gonna get sponsored by Pog sometime soon?
Nah, dude. So the other night when we didn't actually record, I drank all the 6-packs. So I had to go
Oh,
get
that's
another
right.
one.
Dude, that's a good endorsement. I'm gonna have to try that. Where'd you buy that at?
Oh, Target.
Target. Okay, where I'm gonna look for that because that passion
It's a
fruit
good
mango
one.
or whatever sounds good.
They're pretty good.
Dude, it is good. I mean, the regular Scofflaw Basement IPA is good,
Yeah.
but if you're not like super into IPAs, this is
Right.
good just because it's got a little fruitiness to it. And
Right.
it's not like super fruity. Like passion fruit isn't like fucking, I don't know, peach or cranberry or anything else. Like it's not
Right.
that sweet.
All
It's
right,
got a little
Manzer.
fruitiness.
Manzer, you're gonna appreciate this, dog. So so for those of you listening, I'm close to the beach. I'm down on the Mississippi coast right now, staying with my girlfriend's family. We're heading to PCB tomorrow.
Nice.
So I'm gonna be at the beach tomorrow. I'll make sure to send some pics to y'all. But my girlfriend asked if I could pick up some Truly lemonades before I left because she has not had any luck finding them. So after I gave you shit last episode of having to make a joke about buying tampons with their Trulies, I go through the self-checkout line at Kroger with 2 Truly lemonade
Oh
packs.
my god.
And I'm just like, oh, Manzer, if he were here, he would shit on me.
Have you tried them? Did you try one?
Dude, I haven't yet, but I'm going to this week.
You're gonna fall in love.
They're good.
And then
I'm
Yeah,
sure.
they're good.
you're just
They're
gonna give me
good.
an apology.
Maybe. So I'm gonna put this in your ear, and we're getting close to the end here. Y'all just bear with. I'm gonna put this in y'all's ear. So I've seen this the last couple times I've gone to Kroger, and I've been really close to buying them. Social House. I don't know if it's local. I don't know what it is. Social House seltzers. Okay. So what it is, there's 7% alcohol. I don't know what White Claw and Trulies are. 7%, and they're seltzers, but they taste like popular liquor drinks. Old fashioned. There's like a screwdriver type deal. 7.5. Okay, word. But I'm probably gonna buy them, dude. I'm probably gonna try them. They
That'd
only
be
come in a 12
interesting at
pack
the
at the
very least.
Kroger. Yeah, but I might buy that for the next podcast and give a couple of those a
Do it.
whirl, and then those will really be talking through me after.
Yeah, let's try and switch it up, make it interesting, get some
Yeah.
oddballs in there, and not just have the same thing every fucking week, Blake.
It's 2 weeks in a row. You had the same shit the other day.
Tequila.
But we didn't
Yeah.
record.
True.
Still.
Everybody, we hopped on a call the other night and didn't record. I was also drinking this,
Wow.
but I went ahead and finished that 6-pack off.
I'm not a creature of habit. I'm really not. But like my fridge is always stocked with Miller Lite, and I never remember to go to the store to
tried and
buy
true.
something fresh
Miller
for
Lite.
the BFT. And so I just run downstairs and grab my Miller Lite that my dad always buys, and just run with it. Anyway, so sorry to ramble there, but are all of your hearts and minds clear? Is everybody good on tonight? Okay, right on. Well,
Great.
this one's for Connor Manzer. This episode was 100%. This was 100%. This is Garrett Lusk. We got Brian Edwards, Blake Manzer, Cameron Campbell. This is BFT episode 7.
I think this
Appreciate
is
y'all
7,
tuning
yeah.
in.
7.
See you next time.
Thanks for listening, guys.
007. That's the old James Bond.
Oh, that should have been the theme. We fucked it up.
We
Alright.
we have to when we post it. We
You
have to make
ended
it a
it, Blake.
James Bond episode.
Bond. James Bond.
You ended it, Blake.